Yes, guys, it's Danny Glover from Fight Fan TV Live, and we're here with Michael Magic Hands. How you doing today, sir?
I'm very well, very well. Happy to be here. Excited.
Have you been to the headquarters matchroom before? It's a lovely place. See where how the other half live or used to live back in the day.
Yeah, I've been here before. Dillian fought here. Babic has fought here before. So yeah, I've been here a few times before. But yeah, it's very nice. Like you said, I'm sure we'd all us city boys would love to live in a place like that. You know, the helicopter pad there, and yeah, it's very, very beautiful place.
So we're here for the Johnny Fisher Alen Babic press conference. So how did this fight come to fruition? Alen Babic just coming off a good win against Steve Robinson, the big, Ivan Drago from Newcastle. So how did this fight come about?
Yeah, we just got the call. Said, would we be up for it? Babic's first words were, feed him to me. Within 5 minutes, the fight was done. Simple as that. We go into the fight very confident, knowing what Babic is capable of. Yes, he's had that one defeat, but we also know the circumstances surrounding it. So we're very confident that he drowns Fisher.
So is the tactics to sort of use work rate again, kind of like what he did against Big Steve Robinson in Newcastle at all? Yeah,
I think you know what you get with Alen Babic. He's going to walk forward and he's going to throw punches in volume. The game plan is not going to be hard to find Alen. Alen is going to step forward, and that's the kind of fighter that Johnny Fisher wants. He wants someone that's going to come forward and throw punches, but I always say be careful what you ask the universe for, because the universe will give you exactly what you ask.
Oh, that's some big words there. Me like that. Me like them things there. So I've labelled this fight the Savage Bull. So what sort of weaknesses or vulnerabilities have you seen which you could probably exploit in Johnny Fisher? Because he's a big lad, comes from a rugby background, big, strong, as he calls himself, the Bull. So yeah, what vulnerabilities or weaknesses have you seen which you think Alen could exploit in there?
I think the mere fact that I believe this is a mental fight. This is not a physical fight. This is going to be 99% mental. He's grown up, yes, we can talk about rugby, but rugby, you've always had your team around you. They take 3 steps forward, the corner takes 3 steps back. So when they're locked in there alone, and all those questions have to be answered, he has to depend on himself. And honestly, I think when you look at the background of where Babic has come from and the adversities that he's had to face in his life and the mental struggles that he's had to gone through, I don't believe that Fisher's gone through those same challenges. We've all seen even those, the big Chinese that they've ordered. We in my household, we've never been able to order, have orders like that. So I think I think Babic has just been through too much, and will take him to a place where he has to question himself. And when he's questioning himself under the conditions of being punched, I think the easy thing to do will be to quit. And I believe Johnny Fisher will quit. I've got a lot of respect for him. He's a polite young man. I'm very good friends with Mark Tibbs. Spent years around Mark Tibbs. I wish them all the best. But when it comes to friendly competition and us having to go against each other, then Babic is gonna put him in a very dark place.
So let's talk about yourself a little bit. As we know, you used to be like a cut man, do hand wraps. You've switched over to more managerial, and more recently, I have to give you congratulations on your new promoter's license. You've been promoting in Ireland. You've done fights. You've been involved in Poland with Lucas Rozansky and Alen Babic. So how did you get into do that transformation?
Just to clear up, I'm still in the corners. I still wrap hands. I've given maybe 12 years ago, I decided to give my life to this sport. I'm passionate and I'm a fan of this sport. If you look at me from an educational standpoint, I'm an osteopath and I've got a master's in S&C as well. All of my dissertations and all of my studying has been geared towards how do I improve boxing, and what can I do that I can create a career that benefits the fighters. So my whole life My whole working life really has been surrounded by boxing, and yes, I've been behind the scenes, and it's kind of been a natural progression. In terms of I've been in a position of trust, and these guys, the athletes, trust me to do what I say I'm going to do. And it's just sort of I've climbed that ladder of just do this for me, just do this, and then all of a sudden it's like, why don't you step forward with your team and manage? And that's exactly what has come to pass. Yes, I got a promoter's license. We've done our first show March 17th in a castle bar in Ireland, it's about becoming a decision maker. And that's the difference. It's not about just being involved. Yes, it's great that we can, hold cameras, be commentators or be in a corner, but who's really making the decisions? And I want to be a part of that process of making decisions and good decisions for fighters.
Oh, that's excellently broke down there. And let's talk about Dillian Whyte. We saw him have his comeback fight in Ireland. Is there any plans in the works for him going forward soon?
Yeah, Dillian, has a very what's the word that I'm looking for? He's his own personality, so in due time he will come out and say what's exactly next. Got some big news coming for Dillian soon. He's a prize fighter. He's still active. He's still hungry. He still wants all of the big names. He wants the AJs. He wants the fights, the Usyks. He wants to have another go at Tyson Fury. So in time we'll see who he's fighting next, and I don't think we'll be disappointed in the news that comes out.
So as you're talking about heavyweights, as you're involved with two heavyweights in Alen, Babic and Dillian Whyte, I'm sure you saw the Riyadh card and Fabio Wardley as well. So I'm sure you saw the Riyadh card. So what did you make of the two heavyweight contests, one between Daniel Dubois and Filip Hrgovic, and also Mr. Big Bang Zhang versus Deontay Wilder?
You know what? It's a great time to be a part of boxing. As a fan, to sit there and to be able to watch these juggernauts fight, it's beautiful. You can sit back and you almost forget about all your worries, any debts you got, or any woman problems you have, or any schooling problems you have. For that 36 minutes or however long it lasts, you forget about that and you can really just submerge yourself into the sport and enjoy the boxing. So for me as a fan, I just almost escaped reality for that moment, and I just got to enjoy the boxing. And I think they all done well. They all deserve a pat on the back. It's not easy to step in there, and it's not easy to perform under those lights. Dubois showed that he's got heart, he's got grit, and that he's a force to be reckoned with. I thought Dubois was going to win by a stoppage. I just think that he had too much to prove. That was a great fight. I think Wilder again, he's had a great career. He's been managed very well if you look at who he's fought, and Zhang, I think on his day he can beat anybody. His ability to box, his ability to move, he hits like a truck, and I just think that I don't want to say anything negative about any of them. I just think they all deserve a pat on the back for giving us great fights. The winners won, and hopefully they move on to bigger and better things, and the losers, hopefully they can regroup and come again. I don't think it should be the end for any of them unless they choose to. They should all go on and give us more nights. This is what heavyweight boxing's about. It should be about. It doesn't matter if you lose. Just provide great entertainment, and I think that was an amazing show that they put on in Saudi Arabia.
And then also 2 weeks before that was the Undisputed Heavyweight Championship between Alexander Usyk beating Tyson Fury in an epic fight that had ebbs and flows. How did you see that one? And we've got the rematch coming in December the 12th. So what's your thoughts on that also? But first of all, give us your review on the actual fight itself and then into the future.
Yeah, you know what? I was there. I was ringside. So the energy was crazy. I've got no sort of invested interest in any of them. So at different points I was cheering for each fighter, if I'm totally honest. I thought it was really a 50-50 fight. I woke up in the morning and I said it's going to be Usyk, but the day before I was saying Fury. And you know, the first couple of rounds, I was sitting right next to David Hay, and David Hay was saying that Usyk was, you know, smashing him to pieces, winning every round. And I was like, I don't know what fight you're watching. You know, I thought it was back and forth. When we got, was it the 9th round or the 7th round that Usyk nearly stopped him? The 9th round. So, you know, I personally felt that Usyk should have got the stoppage. I thought he was done. The same sort of incident happened with Dillian Whyte and Jermaine Franklin in the 12th round, where that the overhand that Dillian landed and the ropes held him up. You know, so I guess depending on who's the referee, depending on what happens, you know. But I will say that it was a great fight. And again, let's be positive. 2 great warriors, 2, you know, you can say greats of our generation, put it on the line and fought. But I was most impressed by Usyk's mental capacity. Even when he was down in the dumps, this guy just kept coming forward. He kept believing in himself. And I think that is something that we can all look at and get strength from. And again, Tyson through all the things that he's been through, and he boxed well. But I think the mental strength of Usyk got him that victory.
So how did you see the rematch going in December 12th, as that's been announced just recently also? Yeah,
I think we're going to see a similar fight. We're going to see Tyson Fury a lot more locked in. I think it's that he has to, can't afford to mess around and play around and take it as a joke. And I think Usyk will have the confidence that I can stop him. And I think Usyk may put on a little bit more pressure. It's mad because I've become such a fan after this fight of Usyk. I'd rather him just kind of retire and just finish at the top. But if they're going to do it again, you know, I'm happily to watch and indulge in it and enjoy it as a fan. So good luck to both of them. May the best man win.
Well, money off your mix, so they're going to have to, you know, make that bread and get the rematch. So it's good. So last one from me. Fabio Wardley had an excellent fight against Fraser Clarke, which ended in a draw. What's next for Fabio, and when will we actually see them fight in my second city in Ipswich?
You know what? Our team, we're trying to make that fight happen. If the fight doesn't happen, it's nothing to do with Fabio Wardley or our team SOS management. So yeah, we're actively trying to make that fight happen. When it happens, I can't say, but we are working tirelessly to make that fight happen, and I believe that fight will end in a stoppage. Fabio will stop him this time. Again, I felt that Fabio won by a point or 2 when you consider the knockdown and you consider the point taken off, and then Fraser was spitting at his gum shield every opportunity that he had, and it's just giving Fabio the confidence that he can knock Fraser out. And I think when we do see the rematch, he's going to stop him.
So when will we see Fabio finally fight in Ipswich? Have you had some talks with the Ipswich FC, you know, people from Chantry and the ends around Ipswich? I know they've been asking me, when is Fabio actually going to fight at home for once? He's always down in London.
Yeah, we really want to make that fight happen, but obviously we know Ipswich has just gone into the Premier League, so that's made it a little bit more difficult. So hopefully we can get something in for next year. If they didn't go to the Premier League, then we would have probably seen something a lot sooner. But again, I think, you know, it's a blessing that they're in the Premier League and they're excited about that. So they're just gonna have to wait a little bit longer. And Fabio's a true Ipswich man. I'm not really a football fan. I don't really get it, but you know, he's a true fan. He'll be there in the middle of it all, losing his mind when they plays. So, you know, they know that he's really for the town. So as soon as there's a slot, he will be there.
So any final words for those at home, you know, any supporters and stuff like that of what you do?
Yeah, just stay tuned into what we're doing. Platform Sport, promotional company. We've got some shows coming up. And yeah, like I said, our SOS Management, that's our management company. We've got Thomas Carty, young heavyweight. We've got Sedem Amma. she's going to be doing amazing things. Hopefully we can get her a title within the next year or so. Like I said, we've got Fabio Wardley, Dillian White, you know, the whole team. We're ready to take over. Alen Babic going to destroy Fisher. So yeah, stay tuned to Platform Sports and SOS Management and watch and be a part of the journey. And yeah, grow with us.
I love that. So yes, thank you. So there you have it, guys. It's Michael Magic Hands with Danny Glover from Fight Fan TV Live. And remember, persistence beats resistance. You know where it is. Come on, love.